The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1 has Katniss trying to stop the Capitol, and the war starts between the rebellion and the Capitol. Oh wait, that second part comes in Mockingjay Part 2. This is just like Deathly Hallows Part 1 in Harry Potter. So, the positives on this film are it sets up the final movie very well. It gets all the exposition out of the way so that the final movie can just go for it. The bombing on the town and the hospital is pretty action-y enough, and Katniss shoots an arrow, making two planes crash. That's good. And that's it for positives. On to the negatives. This movie is really slow, and there's not much action. I like that action scene when the planes are attacking the hospital and whatnot, but like that's really the only action scene in this movie, I guess, until like the last 20 minutes of the movie, but still. Another negative is Peeta is really underused in this movie. He's only used for, like, propaganda for the Capitol. He's only seen in videotapes, and I guess also at the end of the movie when he attacks Katniss. And I really miss the camaraderie with Katniss and Peeta, like in the first two movies. But this movie, Peeta is barely in the movie. So that was kind of annoying. And I know he was getting brainwashed by the Capitol, but still, like, there could have been, like, more... scenes with him. Then again, maybe not, because then that would make this movie longer. Another negative is when the movie actually does start to kind of ramp up, I'm too far gone to enjoy it, because it's already been like an hour and 17 minutes. This is the shortest movie, but it feels like the longest. Yeah, doesn't get ramped up until the last 20 minutes, and by then, and you know, that's like an hour, that's already an hour and 40 minutes into the movie. An hour and 40 minutes of watching just dialogue and really slow scenes. So, like, that's not worth it. And the last negative is, this is just like Deathly Hallows Part 1, where it's all just setup. And this cuts off hard at the end of the runtime of the film. And it was just really annoying. Like, you know, I was actually kind of getting engaged in the last 20 minutes of the movie. Like, okay, we're actually getting somewhere. We're actually getting the story in the movie, and then it cuts off. That's the end. And so, like, that's really unsatisfying. In the end, this is terrible. It's boring. It's slow. There's not a lot of action. But there's action at the end, but that's just really boring. I'm already far gone from it, and this movie just doesn't really have an actual ending to it, because it just cuts off, and it's so unsatisfying. So, I forgot to mention, I'm doing this review today instead of, like, Saturday, because I'll be gone. So I'm getting it done now. So, anyways, this movie is probably the worst Hunger Games movie, and I would say this is probably the only, like, legitimately bad Hunger Games movie, which, I mean, is pretty good. But then again, there's only 4 movies in the franchise. But, this is for sure the one where I had the toughest time trying. This was like the toughest movie for me trying to get through. It's like I was doing different things, playing on my phone, making lunch while the movie is playing or whatever. This was the hardest movie to try and get through, and ironically, it's like the shortest movie. So this just doesn't have any really memorable scenes in it. So it was just extremely, extremely boring and slow. So that's my review on The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1. Thanks for watching.